Welcome to Coconut Grove, or as we call it, The Grove. With its turquoise waters and lush tropical foliage, it's been a haven for writers, artists, thinkers, and iconoclasts for over 100 years. While good ideas will never grow on trees, we like to think that here they grow, well, among them.
Architecture and cities really conditions our possibilities to express ourselves or to enjoy our life. They become the framework around our lives. And therefore it's quite important to understand that architecture isn't just some visual art. It isn't just like an image of a building, a two-dimensional facade or a three-dimensional sculpture. It's actually an inhabitable three-dimensional urban condition that actually creates or inhibits possibilities. So therefore, I think it is quite important in architecture to be able to communicate why the buildings look the way they do and what possibilities they create for the people inside the buildings and for the life between the buildings.
That's Bjarke, of Bjarke Ingels Group Architects. He's been commissioned by David Martin and the Terra Group to develop an innovative new residence in Coconut Grove. Bjarke has a reputation for challenging convention, as does the Grove.
Coconut Grove has an amazing waterfront. It has an amazing boating life. It's really a special place. It has a soul and identity of being a very artistic, peaceful community.
David talked about how Coconut Grove was really the epicenter of Miami. He really wanted to somehow reinvigorate it with this new development.
I drove him through all the streets. I had him go to the Skya, to the Campan.
Driving around the neighborhood with David, you can't help noticing the sort of incredibly lush nature.
I love Miami in general, but if you were to drop me in one place and say, where are you? You'd know immediately when you're in Coconut Grove.
Coconut Grove is the oldest neighborhood in Miami. In the 20th century, it became home to American millionaire Howard Hughes, along with Miami's first commercial airport, the Pan American Seaplane Base, now the location of Miami City Hall. While change is what gets us Grovites out of bed in the morning, we'd never dream of compromising our beautiful surroundings.
Sustainability is something that we lead with. This is going to be the first residential building in Florida that will have gold certification.
We've been working with Raymond Jungels, the landscape architect, to regrove the Grove in a way.
We're creating a landscape that's alive. There'll be a lot of movement, there'll be a lot of nature in the garden. And the really interesting thing about this particular garden, as you're down in the garden and you look up to the sky, you'll see these amazing pieces of sculpture that kind of twist your eye up towards the clouds.
As some of our owners say, the buildings dance together.
Because the bay is on a diagonal, the two buildings actually turn, and rather than being front and back, they become side by side. So rather than just dumping a general extrusion of floor plans, it's two buildings that actually respond to each other and respond to the surroundings. So you maximize the qualities, the enjoyment of the weather, the enjoyment of the view.
Not only are we creating a space for optimizing views for our owners, but we're also creating space for a developer to customize the residences, move bathrooms, move kitchens, move bedrooms.
From the affluent to the influential, you could say that the people who find themselves in the Grove are as individual as the residences Bjarke and David are developing.
To make a really interesting apartment building in Coconut Grove, you have to understand what are the kinds of people that would be living here, what are the concerns and demands and dreams that drive their decisions. This project is really trying to bring things back to the origins rather than inserting a completely new transformation.